I hate to say it, but at this point, Gen Z is a bunch of old heads. Pretty soon here, we're gonna be sleeping in rocking chairs on some 65 plus activity. I'm gonna be recording scripts with my dentures falling out. We might even start complaining at Whole Foods. But while it's pretty scary to turn into a certified geezer, when you consider what Gen Alpha's becoming, I think there's fatter fish to fry here. Every passing day feels like new information drops on Gen Alpha's disintegrating mind. I don't know about you, but if I was born and raised on YouTube Shorts, my brain would be Dusty Depot, my face would be Greasy Grove, and I'd smell like Moisty Meyer. Gen Alpha's daily activity currently involves maxing out their parents' credit cards on Roblox and then addressing them by their first names. If I pulled something like that at the ripe age of 8, I'd have been subjugated to unspeakable tortures. Let's say I were to make a video about the types of kids in Gen Alpha. We'd have the Skibidi Soldier, the iPad addict, the illiterate individual, and the cooked Christopher. To put it in perspective, when I was a kid, I ran off Capri Suns and Uncle Grandpa. Did I turn out well? No. But with Gen Alpha being comprised of Cocomelon AI YouTube Kids content and Guava Ice Elf bars, I can't imagine it's an upgrade. You see, pregnant women are like blenders. You put food into them for 9 months until they output a final result. However, the nutrition options for Gen Alpha babies are not looking good. Eat 1 Kaniak combo and that's another Aiden Ross viewer for the world. Eat 2 combos and that's a lifelong Neon sub. And personally, if I walked in on my son watching a kick streamer, I'd abandon him in the Sahara Desert. Because the content Gen Alpha is consuming has got to be the most brain-numbing, ice-dwelling slop I've ever seen. Let's take out the big one first, Skibidi Toilet. This dominates Gen Alpha. People are calling it Gen Alpha's first meme. So you're probably expecting me to dog on Skibidi Toilet, right? Well, actually, I like Skibidi Toilet. I watched the whole series and I acquired a fine taste for its intricate lore and world building. Certifiably, I fuck with the toilets heavy. I'm talking about the content where the blue guy gets fat as fuck and drowns to death. Putting your kids on TikTok with the iPad mini and subjecting them to 10 hours of TikTok per day has gotta be a low-level lobotomy. Gen Alpha babies have been cooked in the monkey baby bonbon and lanky box oven for their whole life. And now that they're older, the repercussions are starting to show themselves. Because these kids can't read. Gen Alpha kids cannot read words. They look at books and see Minecraft rune enchantments in the letters. This is what happens when people who play Valorant start to have kids. The amount of reports from teachers saying that they can't get their students to read or listen is crazy. I can't blame those kids though. The Skibidi syndrome does hit pretty hard. But as a professional, I have a solution for the problem. Classrooms should have all students wear Apple Vision Pros and augment Minecraft parkour on the whiteboard to help them focus. That'd be sick. And it'd double to help with the kids' abhorrent iPad addiction. Gen Alpha loves their iPads. It turns out that when you give kids the iPad, they want to keep the iPad. So now that those iPad kids are inevitably getting dropped off at daycare, iPad-less with no money and some $8 shoes, they've started to snap. And I don't imagine you want to be caught as the kid with the iPad at Gen Alpha daycare. These kids will be eyeing you down like you pulled up to O-Block with $10,000 in an open briefcase while wearing a cartoonish propeller hat. The only thing that helped them is some clothes from TakerTime.store. Sorry, that wasn't a very clever plug. But also, Gen Alpha's clearly been dealt a bad hand. They're starting off like an Elden Ring strength build with no intelligence or strength. But once you start adding artificial intelligence into the mix, you start to realize these kids are done for. Between me and you, I was a terminal cheater in school. I had the Quizlet Chegg Mathway subscription combo. I wasn't doing squat back in school. But at least I had to thank for myself when it came to cheating. AI just does everything for you. Implant these kids with an Elon Musk Neuralink and they'll become the Quizlet subscription. There's not going to be a single thought required for Gen Alpha to make. But long term, I can't lie, I'm morbidly curious how these kids will turn out. Imagine once Gen Alpha is old enough to be in high school and have jobs. This generation's gonna be like a human experiment to observe. If we're being honest with ourselves, I can't even hold a regular job at McDonald's. It's too hard for me. I can't imagine the TikTok-pilled AI kids holding these jobs either. It's really about to be a dystopia. I think the only occupation Gen Alpha has over us is working the front lines in the military. All that Skibidi Toilet consumption probably has them primed for international warfare. But I've been dogging Gen Alpha for a while now. But something I'm truly afraid of is that I'm just like them. I mean, I do like Skibidi Toilet, but when you look at the exhibit of content we used to watch at Gen Alpha's current age, things don't look good for us. Back in the day, these MLG videos used to go hard, but looking back, I'd imagine most adults would assume I'm doomed for liking those. MLG videos are so bad nowadays, but I couldn't see it at the time. If you ever watched those Shrek compilation videos, those are pretty much the same as Skibidi Toilet too. But even more brain rot is YouTube poop. I got this video on Instagram Reels a couple days ago with SpongeBob repeatedly throwing the patty into a fan and it shits all over Squid. This still made me laugh to this day, which made me feel like Gen Alpha is pretty similar to me. But I've also got one first-hand experience in my life that makes me think that Gen Alpha could truly be a different breed than us. What if I were to tell you recently I had a first-person run-in with a real-life Gen Alpha child? I was at the park with my boys playing the classic basketball game Around the World. Why weren't we just playing basketball? Well, unfortunately, we're all white boys. White boys do it different in certain methods, and basketball is not one of them. We're shooting missed hoops for about 30 minutes until this mom walks over to us like, "My son Axel really wants to play with you boys." And immediately, I knew the boy Roderick was trying to get some good boy points with the mom, so he's like, "Of course we can play with your son." And just like that, we had a group of grown-ass adult dudes playing basketball with a 7-year-old. This situation was a little awkward because none of us wanted to use that sailor talk around the kid, and the kid himself just wasn't saying anything at all. So I try and strike up a conversation with the kid like, "So you ever watch YouTube, lil bro?" Yeah. Damn, alright, so like, what do you like to watch? I'm trying to bait out the Skibidi Toilet answer because I want to see if it's true that these kids are all addicted to it. But Axel hits me with the, "I like secret room videos." I don't know what a secret room video is, but we all hit him with the, "Oh yeah, I love secret rooms." So you like Skibidi Toilet? I cut right to the chase, but as it turned out, he was like, "I love Skibidi Toilet!" to then immediately run away from us, scour through a backpack, and come back with his iPad. He pulls the thing out and starts pulling up YouTube like, "You guys want to watch it?" As if he wasn't already going through the motions of pulling it up. We all look at each other like, the fuck is this kid doing? But we allow the kid to show us Skibidi Toilet. He just sits on the ground, starts scrolling Skibidi Toilet shorts, and sings along to the videos while making our entire group stand around him and watch. I don't know why he started showing this to us, but it made us have to completely stop the game. This would normally make me a little bit angry, but I can't lie. Watching this kid was a spectacle. I was also on Roderick's side with winning mom points, so I was willing to sacrifice my fun for the greater good here. And as I stood there looking over a 7-year-old child sing Skibidi Toilet to me, all I could think is how I'm growing into an old man, and damn, these kids are cooked. Anyways, go to takeyourtime.store and buy something.